move on from Anthony Joshua to another elite heavyweight that captures all the attention, which is Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's been making noises on social media, which is no surprise to all of us, about the fact that the king must return to get his throne. I think he's obviously missed a memo somewhere that he's no longer the king. And people are getting excited by this. Do you expect to see, I mean, we hear various things about Tyson Fury. We hear the fact that he's very content in life. He's not going to get back into the young man's game. Do you expect to see Tyson Fury back in the ring in 2026?
I mean, if the man decides to get back into the ring because of who he was, I believe he will. I also do believe that the AJ fight, Tyson Fury, is still there on the cards. Obviously, I heard different things in terms of like the fight might gonna happen in September, might not happen in September. But I do believe he is coming back. If he says that, I do believe he's.
You do believe that?
Yeah, I do believe that.
If he does come back, which we've always felt, Spence, there was likely to be the case, right?
Yeah.
Despite his best protestations. And I did think there was a little bit more substance when he was talking last time, because it was delivered in a more calm, lucid fashion where he talked about, I'm very peaceful in life, I'm very content with who I am, and I think this is a younger man's game. It's not the normal histrionics from Tyson that we normally hear. So it felt like it had more resonance. But he's back round again, probably because no one's talking about him. So he wants to make sure that everyone is, right, which is his normal stock in trade. Funnily enough, on the eve of a big fight, right? But if he does come back, what do you see the schedule looking like for him?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because I think he does come back. What does the schedule look like? It will probably be a 2 or 3 fight schedule, and who that first opponent will be someone maybe a lesser caliber, and then he'll be looking at. Oleksandr Usyk will definitely be in his mind. Anthony Joshua is definitely in his mind, and there could even be a Fabio Wardley there as well now. You know, because I think that for Tyson Fury now, he'll be looking at this, seeing the great win that Fabio Wardley just had against Joseph Parker. He's saying, right. You know how these governing bodies work, you know, like Pacquiao we saw just recently come back after 6 years, all of a sudden he's number one in the rankings without having a fight. Tyson Fury, because of his history in the sport.
You know what Tyson's about.
Yeah, no,
Tyson, and rightly so, he will want big bucks. With due respect to Fabio, so they're not going to be putting up big bucks for Fabio to fight Tyson Fury.
Yeah, but there's a world title on the line. That's what I'm saying, and that he may see that as his easiest option. I'm just talking. I'm saying this is one of the possibilities from Tyson Fury's side. He'll look at that and go, WBO title. What does that mean? I get the WBO title. Usyk's got the rest of the belts. We can get an undisputed game.
Do you think he wants the belt, or if you'd offered him Wardley for £5 million for the WBO belt, or you'd offer him AJ for 50 million quid. No, I think
the AJ fight's always going to happen anyway. The AJ fight's always going to happen. This is why I believe that is a fight that he's definitely he wants. A fight that he wants is Oleksandr Usyk. To get Oleksandr Usyk, he'll probably want to go there with a bit of bling, and that's with one of the belts, and that would lead to the Wardley one. What I'm saying is these are all possibilities that it could be for Tyson Fury. We don't know whether he goes straight back into a hard fight because he's good enough to do that. And psychologically, he will do that. He's not one of them guys that, you know, Anthony Joshua is a different character. He'll need a Jake Paul type fight to get that confidence back.
That's an interesting summation, because when he's come back previously, he's come back on, you know, obviously he retired and had all his challenges right, in life and got himself together, but he hadn't lost any fights. So he wasn't a diminished person.
No, but he was a 26-stone guy.
I know, but that was his own battle with himself to get himself into a condition, not to overcome the psychological demons of having lost fights.
No, but he had battles outside of the ring as well.
I know that, but that's not the point I'm making. Let me direct it this way, Paul. He's had 3 fights with Wilder. You know, he's beaten White, he's beaten Chisora. Arguably, some could make the case that he lost to Ngannou. He's lost twice to Usyk. How much do you think Tyson Fury... I've always been, despite the fact I think his behaviour at times has not been great, I've always been a massive admirer of his. I think he opened up the heavyweight division in 2015 by beating Klitschko. But really, when you look at that roll call I've just given you, how much do you think he's got left at the level that we would want to associate Tyson Fury with being at?
I was at the Ngannou fight and watching it, it looked to me like someone who was on the way out. And again, I love Tyson Fury. This is nothing personal whatsoever. That's why I don't think he will be looking at Usyk personally. No, it's just my opinion. I think he should just come back, one quick warm-up, straight in with AJ, smash and grab as much as you can, and hope that AJ is on the slides as well, which I think they both have. Yeah. And listen, there's no shame in aging. We all age. I was too old at 34. It happens, and I've noticed the signs with Fury in previous fights that age is creeping in, and it's not the sport to outstay your welcome, which I always say. But if you're going to come back and have a mega fight, make sure it's someone who's in a similar boat here, like AJ is now. Again, no disrespect to AJ whatsoever. It's a fight I would still want to see. It's a fight I'll still buy. I'll still pay for it. I'll still want to go. But I think that's the only logical fight that Fury can go.
For both of them at this stage.
I personally wouldn't want to see Fury in with Fabio Wardley. I wouldn't want to see Fury lose to someone like Fabio Wardley. And I love Wardley. There's nothing against him. He's earned the right to retire.
Are you suggesting that in that fight that potentially Fabio might beat?
If Fury's not at his best, Fabio Wardley would, in my opinion.
How do you feel? I mean, I just made the evaluation of all the fights that he's had over the last 3 to 4 years. I mean, how much do you think Fury's got left in the tank? For your eyes as a trainer, I mean, obviously Paul's a trainer as well, but I'm asking you as a trainer that's worked with Anthony Joshua.
For me, 2 or 3 fights and back it up. For me, obviously, like, if you want to make the Fury BSAJ, it's a possibility. Fabio, I mean, the Usyk is always going to be there. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking from AJ's point of view, Fury point of view, Fabio, Usyk, who would you choose? Mm-hmm. You're most likely going to be choosing Fabio. And this is no disrespect to Fabio because fair play to what he has done in boxing. But I think if AJ fights Fabio or Fury fights Fabio, win one of the titles, and then them two together at Wembley for a world title, and then the Usyk fight will always going to be there. If Joshua will win the fight, it's going to be a bit more harder because he's in that camp. So how the fight will, maybe the third fight, it will be more likely for Fury. So 2 or 3 fights, I wouldn't see more than that.
Who do you think wins the fight between Fury and Joshua?
I always thought, when at the time they were talking Wilder, Fury, I do believe AJ beats Fury.
You have to say that, don't you?
Yeah. Not because I liked him. Not because I like him. Right. No. I do believe you.
And you still think, and given having worked with Anthony, seeing the journeys that they've gone through, seeing the outcomes of the fights, you still think that now? You still think that Anthony beats Fury
now?
I
do. You have to look at kind of like, sometimes, lifestyle catches on you.
Yeah.
And AJ lives the lifestyle of an athlete.
Yeah.
He eats super clean, he sleeps. Now he has all this team around him where he's got doctors. The same team that Usyk has, he's got now. So they will look at different things that he has never had before in terms of blood tests, how is he sleeping, how much water is he drinking. And that, believe it or not, when you have the lifestyles as out of boxing that are not matching your reality, when you go into these big fights, it'll play a big part.
It catches up with you.
So I do believe for that reason, I think AJ will come out victorious out of that.